So here's one journal that I bought. Yeah, the cover is one that I was looking for quite a while now. This is a very common word here. Semi-skilled means half-skilled. This is why certain things need to be heard rather than just seen. Like that dumb concept, children need to be seen and not heard. That's fucking false. I don't believe it. I'm not gonna believe it worth a penny. Because there's so many things, like that book right there, Dysgraphia workbook. This is actually like a diagnosis book. Like if this is incomplete, that would be considered dyspraxia. Dysgraphia is also a part of it because it's dealing, if you look at the word graph right there, it means to write. It could also mean different things than that. And this right here has multiple meanings. It's not just one meaning. Like, is it painful writing? Is it delayed by something? Etc. See, this is what people don't get about studying is there's so many ways to study. It's just so many ways get unappreciated, like in my family. So I had to be a certain way, which sucked, but it was one of the few ways that got me to feel better about myself, feel better about my belief. Like this right here is a journal. It says word search and writing prompts. So basically with these, you have to find the word. They do not have the words listed. So you got to list the word and find the word. Versus here where, nope. So yeah, this one. Where they have the words down here, but they may not be in alphabetical order. So they're ana-alphabetical. They're not in alphabetical order, as you see here. And then up here is where you find the word. And yes, this is a lot of letters here. So some kids, like me, when I was a kid, I hated how many words were in here. Letters were in here. So that made it really challenging. That's why they put it in this category of dysgraphia. And then some other words that they could put it with. Because it could take a while to fulfill. Like, see down here, I don't have all of them checked. So up here is the word related to these words. They're like synonyms. But some people would question, why are they in that category? That's just the way they chose to do it. I mean, this is a pretty good journal here. So we got, in the back, got a little bit of an intro, the ISBN, of course. And here, let's see if you go to a certain page, they might talk about it. They might not. So here it has the different things with the author. But since it really doesn't go into details, it's hard to know about this. As you can see here, I do not have my family on here. This is my friends, my home, my stuff. Because some family, they didn't see my value the way I was hoping they would. And again, that's a part of different things in my family that's hurtful. and they really didn't care enough about it to correct that. Then you can see here, there's a lot of questions up here that was not fulfilled. They weren't answered. And that's because some things are tough to answer without someone being mean about my answer. Like this, I just wrote words. There's no sentences. Not really much of an identity there for how much knowledge I know about these words. See, that's another thing that can happen here. Like here, I have a little bit of a sentence there, and then there I have a quote that I forgot to quote who quoted that. Same thing with this. I am the gardener of my own soul. That is a pretty one. I like this one. Because gardener means to grow different things. Kind of like a farmer. But I guess if you want to do a positive comparison, it would be like different ingredients to help something grow that are positive. Versus the negative of this would be the wrong ingredients that it doesn't properly grow. That would be the other way. And yeah, I wrote it, as you see here, I wrote it small, then wrote it bigger. And this is nothing to do with multiple personalities. I don't know who made that shit up, besides some doctors. And, and that's the other thing, because that has nothing, there's an assignment I read, and because I love books, I'm a bookworm, or but whatever the B word is for a person who loves books, besides bookworm. But there's an assignment where they do the big and the small font. And we did this in computer class too. We messed around with the font. I was like, what the hell are we doing this for? That's the other fun part about it, when you get, because I was only like 13 or 14 when I did that. So I was like really shocked. So, because I got acquainted to computers young from different ones. Yeah, I'm shaking again. Whoops. But here I got prefixes. I just started writing the prefix. I'm not writing the whole entire word here. This is because this is a deeper level of word study. So what I do is I write the prefixes down, and then when the time is right, I find a word related that I'm familiar with. If I'm not familiar, I leave it as is until I can find something I'm familiar with. That's another way to get to know words, which a lot of people don't understand. Some people do, actually, because here's DYS. Which you see there is no word here. It's just a prefix. So that's another thing with my journaling. Then you'll see a lot of blank pages, because I think this is my beginning journal. It's like my first journal. Yep, and here's a phobia. And up here it says write the word. Yeah, some of these, like I could just put word, but I'm like, okay, somebody can use that in a different way. Like use it as affirmation, or like I believe that, or I don't believe it, or something like that. But some vocabulary books introduce certain things a different way, so I just put that right there. Here's another page with nothing written. Here's some math, different ways I used to do things, which, yeah, I'm putting the comma in here now. This was not very common back when, to add that comma, even though I knew something belonged there, because people weren't patient with me in that. So I used to do it this way, still do on occasion, and then I might, when I'm writing in, I hate writing in pen sometimes because I do stuff like that. Oops. And then here, my handwritings get a little sloppy there. That's because of the dysgraphia. Some doctors will use dyslexia, even though dyslexia is focused on reading, not on writing. More dysgraphia is based off writing, not reading. That's the hard part about medical terminology, is they dismiss a lot of words, which I hate with a passion, that doctors do that. Like this, I felt violated often by my parents. This is not really 100% complete sentence. Some people might consider it complete, but I really don't. At this point, it's just I'm using a very strong emotion, which is violated. It's because of my parents' inability to understand that when we do comparison, especially by someone's words or actions, it goes way different direction. Like, my mom did not make a very good therapist. I mean, she was hurting me and didn't often care. You could see that. Her behavior was just unmanageable at times, because it's like I couldn't understand why she was doing it. Like, here, I can't read well. That's not all the way true. So that's half true. So from the half truth, it goes to this: I can't read certain words well. See, take my time on it, like Peter Piper. If I say that too fast, I'll fuck it up. It's like, whoops. So here it's just, I cannot read certain words well, which is true. And this varies per grade. So it goes all the way back to preschool to college. And you can see here I wrote some phrases: wake up, get up, sleep in, put on. Put on can differ, because you see it's not in a sentence. I just wrote it out, so anybody could think what they want. Like what I would possibly think, which is terrible for mind reading, because that's poor. That's a filter that you probably should not do in the first place, but a lot of people do it. My parents always did mind reading. Like, they're obsessed with it, which is very dangerous, because that could lead to inaccuracies in beliefs. Like here, I just put a word, didn't really do much with it. I did this here right because I didn't put a date in it. This says college courses had lots of plot twists in my life, which is true. And then here, I didn't finish this. This is the most challenging part of college was, and that's a starter writing prompt. So we got here, whoa, we got the word keep. See, and I didn't do much with this, except you hear I add the S to make it keeps. Kept is past tense. Keeper, my mom uses that word. Or did, since she's deceased now. Has been since 2001. Keeping, keepsake. Now, not everybody values keepsakes. Some people do, but it really varies. My ex is not very good at keepsakes. Not the way I am. Yeah, we're totally different people when it comes to keepsakes. But there were certain things that I had that I regret. Upkeep is another word. Unkept, and finders keepers. I don't like finders keepers. I don't know who invented that word, but it's not very good all the time, every time. It's not smart. It's a good way to get yourself into trouble too at times. And then here's a metaphor. I wrote the word metaphor and smiling. Or simile, or however you fucking say it. Trust is a bridge. And then trust is like a bridge. And then here's some more where I got the date on there. And you see my font got smaller. And then it says, what age did you feel most productive? And instead of writing the age, I wrote the year. Yeah, and that is because I don't actually like writing the age, because some people think, well, at that age you're not smart anyway. So stop thinking like that. We need to stop that behavior, because some people don't always get to talk about opportunities, and then some parents don't value certain opportunities like this. Not at all. Mine never appreciated it. So it's hard for me to validate certain things because of that. And this is one that like a therapist would ask. It says, at what age did you understand you needed to heal from something? It says, in my younger days, my first indicator started around 13 years old. Even though it started before that, that's where my memory started getting better. The age was 13. How many death dreams have you had in your life? Ooh, that's a lot. Big question there. I have had over 10 death dreams in my life. Death dreams have different meanings to everybody, so on that. How many dreams are dark dreams or all black? I have had over 20 dreams that are dark or are all in black. How many dreams are colorful by its contents? 1 in every 3, about. Yeah, it depends. This is a comparison right here, because I might have more than 3 dreams. And it varies per night or day on the dream part. And then this one is, how many dreams shift good to bad daily? 1 in every 4 dreams, unless there's a cutoff and it goes back to the non-traumatic dream. Or it may go to a traumatic dream, which is extremely rare. Yeah, and to a traumatic dream is more common than a non-traumatic dream. Which my dreams started becoming nightmares when I was like a baby. So, because my mom said I would go out of my crib a lot when I slept, because I did not like going back to sleep once I had a nightmare. It says, how many happy dreams have you had in your life? I've had over 5 happy dreams in my life, and those are not easy to report. I've had over 5 dreams of people who are deceased or are living. I find dreams about anything good or rare thing in my life, and this place started around the age of 13 years. Yeah, I had trouble with that. What experiences in your life are the most interesting to write about? I don't really know. So I wrote, are there really any experiences in my life that are interesting? So, a question for a question is basically what it is. Because of the intensity of the question, for one, and the introductory level. That's another thing with that. And then here's my favorite journal. Hummingbird. And the color. Yeah, and I don't... Some things hurt me pretty bad with that color, but it's a dark color, but it's supposed to be a contending color, but, you know, a lot of things get damaged by contentment, so, like here, more of my journaling. Some of it's completely blank. Oops. Some of it goes back to words again, and then some of it is upside down because of I turned the journal upside down. And sometimes I write upside down, which is very unique, but these damn doctors, I swear, some of them is just, oh, it's this. It's like, okay, let's ban that attitude. I hate that. Same medical terminology. So yeah. And here's another thing here. And there's just a list of words. It's more words. And more. And here's certain grades that I got from a school. And more of my writing. So yeah, I'm obsessed with writing, but it's not really an obsession. It's to express myself. Because people like to twist my words, they like to get a lot wrong. They don't see how damaging that can be at times. And it really depends on the person.